Clash of Titans, clash of friends in this one between yourself and Levon. Give us the highlights of this game. Was it difficult to defend against this unexpected London, let's say?
I wasn't too surprised by the London, a little bit for sure, but I thought that the position was more or less close to equal out of the opening. Maybe he was a bit more familiar with it, but certainly I shouldn't be so much worse or anything at any moment, maybe a tiny bit worse. And then I thought his move rook c1 was definitely quite harmless. Mm-hmm. After that, I don't think I have any issues, and even at some point I was pressing a bit, maybe not too much, but I felt like yeah, rook c1, I thought, okay, maybe h3 is better.
Instead
yeah,
of rook
suddenly
to
I don't
c1,
have any.
yes.
Maybe h3. I mean, it's not much, but.
What was your plan if
at
you
least
would have went for h3? Were you going to go for e5? What were you going for in this position?
Yeah, here e5 doesn't work because queen b5 check comes, and there's no pawn on h2 hanging, so I can't do this, but I can, well, first taking on e5,
take on e5
and then queen
yeah.
b5. Yeah. And take everything, queen b5 wins a pawn, so I can't do this.
There's no more h2, yeah.
But I can play h3, a6, for example. I can play knight e4 also. It's definitely an interesting move. I mean, few options. Yeah, also knight e4 is very tempting after h3. So, yeah, I don't know. It's probably, anyway, close to even position. But
you mentioned that you felt at some
challenging.
point you even had more than equality in the position. You were the one that was pressing. At what point did you feel that?
Well, in the endgame, I'm certainly pressing with the pawn up, but the pawn up might not be very much. I mean, I guess objectively it's always equal, but okay, I'm the only one who can potentially outplay him in this position. And yeah, I thought maybe rook c8 wasn't the most accurate, but I guess it's always probably equal. Like maybe knight b6 instead of rook c8. Yeah, this is rook d4, rook c8, e d5, rook c5. Yeah, the rook endgame is probably always a draw, and I think he would have gone for this. Rook c5, d6, rook b5, d7.
Yep.
But at least I get a4 in, and then he puts the rook on a3, and yeah, it's still a draw. Unfortunately, all rook endgames are drawn. But it was a bit of a better chance, perhaps.
No, absolutely. I would say a positive result for you to start off your campaign to defend the title. How are you feeling about your chances? How are you feeling about this tournament? What did you do in preparation for this tournament as well?
Well, it's been busy. It's before this tournament, and I've had almost non-stop chess for a while. So I tried to just take a little bit of a break, at least get a little break from chess, you know, because after the World Cup, there was also a bunch of online events, and the World Cup itself was, of course, very, very long. Although it's been quite a while since then, but still, that was definitely a very difficult event for everyone who played. And then I had some online events. So yeah, it's been a busy period, and I just wanted to rest a little bit, and hopefully I got some rest. I mean, it's hard to say from the first game, of course, especially since it was maybe not the most eventful game, but hopefully I'll have energy for this tournament because it's going to be very long and also very difficult.
Fabi, a quick question for you. We highlighted at the start of the show that you are now a 5-time candidate. First of all, again, congratulations. How do you feel about that accomplishment? And tell us what you're feeling.
Yeah, no, it's very good to be back in the candidates, but I don't view it as an accomplishment. I think the accomplishment comes when you win the candidates. So getting there, of course, is difficult, but it's really only the first step in, let's say, a very difficult 3-step process. And the second step is perhaps the most difficult one. I think if we calculate, like, in terms of equity, probably the candidates is the least likely for someone to win, to get to the next step, even compared to the match. Even though it's like the final step, there you only have to compete with one other person, and in the candidates you have to compete with 7 other people. So just by virtue of that, you're going to have the most difficult time. And I've only managed to win the candidates 1 time by the skin of my teeth as well. So it's really tough. Still, I am very happy that I get the opportunity again, and I'm going to try to prepare really hard and do my best and do better than last time.
Thank you, Fabi. And Christian, I understand that things are really heating up in the Hans.
Oh yeah,
Niemann
they
event.
are